Hello everyone and welcome to Foreman. We all have heard about workplace harassments, and people generally think that harassments can be faced by this one gender only, that is, the female gender. But it's not the case. Harassments, abuse, bullies can be faced by any gender. And when it's about a workplace, then harassment can be faced by a male as well. Few days back, we received a message from one of our followers who has gone through a similar incident in his life. He has been harassed by his female boss, and this has affected his career and life tremendously. So today we have with us Mr. Sunny Santhosh, who has bravely come out and wants to share his side of the story to the world. So let's see what he has to say. Hello, Mr. Santhosh, and welcome to Foreman. And thank you for contacting us.
Yeah, hi Antara. Thank you so much for responding.
Okay, so a few days back, you reached out to us regarding a problem that you
Yeah,
face, that you are facing actually in your workplace. So, firstly, I
yes,
would like you to tell about your story to our audience from the beginning,
yeah,
that from where it all started.
got it. Understood. So I work for a company here in Bangalore. So I work as a principal L&D, and I'm reporting directly to the AVP of the organization. Uh, my she is my reporting manager. So from the beginning, we've been having a lot of problem between us. She always tries to dominate me all the time. So during the initial stages, I had no other choice but to take it up, as career is something which is very important for any one of us. So I was taking it up for all the days, and one day I lost it because I was late to office one day, and I received an escalation around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that was on 29th April 2022. 22, yeah. So it was a Friday, and I was late to office for because of um, some unavoidable situations, and I received an escalation. So after receiving an escalation, I was okay with the escalation, but the escalation also said that we'll be terminating you on immediate basis if in case you are repeating this kind of behavior. So I understand, but I just wanted to confront, because she keeps telling me all the time that if you are repeating such behavior, we'll be terminating you immediately. So termination is something which comes out very randomly again and again from there. No matter what I do, for everything and anything, they keep telling me that we'll be terminating me, right? So we are getting into an organization, and we don't like to listen to such things more often. So one day I lost it. So I decided to call her and confront her through a call. So I called her at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, okay, see, I understand there is an escalation, but you cannot keep telling me that for each and everything that you'll be terminating me. So she didn't answer me, because we are working under a hybrid model, and it's a flexible shift which I'm following. So which means that we don't have specific time to log in or log out. So I just told her, see, I understand. I wouldn't say that I'm perfect. I have made a mistake. I'll make sure that this doesn't happen in future. But you cannot keep telling me that I'll terminate you. So since I spoke these words, she couldn't take it up. So she immediately said, you know what, we've been receiving complaints against you from the other female employees in the organization. I was shocked. I didn't understand what the context is, because all of the sudden this thing was put into. And then I told her, see, I'm very sure about the behavior that in my office, the behavior that I portray or project, or it is very, I'm very conscious about my behavior towards my female colleagues. So I told her very clearly that I don't think such things may exist. But she said, no, we have received some written complaints. Then after an hour, she sent me an email stating that we've been receiving some complaints, verbal complaints against you from the female employees. I just asked her, see, if in case that is the case, then you should have sent me that email first on that particular day. So I doubt what you're saying. So what we can do is you just include other members of the committee, and let's have a discussion on Monday. So Monday, there was a discussion. So I asked her to record the meeting for my references and to document it. So that was number one, which was not done. Then I also asked her to include some senior members from the POSH committee to be present in the meeting, which was again not done. She directly took it to the CEO. I don't know what she told to the CEO, because it is not fair without there being a fair trial or a fair inquiry process, directly taking it to the CEO. No complainants, no situations were told to me, no copies of the complaints were shared with me, or I've been asking them, who are the complainants? You have to tell me what it is, who it is, what was the specific time during when these things happened, because there are high possibilities that I might be there in the office, or I would have worked from home. So you have to tell me what is the cluster, what is the context, what is the people, what are the complaints, or who are the complainants. Nothing was discussed with me. Randomly, they said, we have received some complaints and you have to accept it. I said, this is not fair. How can I accept something which I've not done? So you have to give me a clarity on what was the event. You have to let me know what is the events. Nothing was told to me. They said, you have to accept, you have to contemplate. I said, I wouldn't be taking punishments for what I've not done. So I demanded that there should be a fair trial. On Monday, when there was the meeting, they said that during this weekend, we also received some written complaints against you as well. So previously, in the audio call, she said written. Then in the email, she stated it was verbal. Then again, on the Monday's inquiry, she's saying that we have received the written complaints as well. Then after that, I demanded for a proper inquiry process, and they just created an inquiry. It was just for the sake of conducting an inquiry, it was created. Then I wrote them a very big mail before the inquiry process. I asked them, see, you are not following any process. No formal invitation was given to me, or no procedures were followed. You have not given me the copies of the complainants, copies of the complaints, or nor the names of the complainants were shared with me, because it cannot be anonymous, right? So when there is a posh complaint against me, then I have to defend. Before the inquiry, if you only let me know what is the situation, what is the cluster, what is the who are the people associated to the event, only then I will be able to produce my witnesses against the trial. So nothing was done, and they directly said that, these are the allegations against you. These allegations, they said, you've been winking at people, and you've been taking things from people, and you are asking people to talk about their personal stuffs with you. Taking pen from somebody, I don't understand, how does it come under posh? How does it come under sexual harassment? Right? So I asked them all these questions. I attended the inquiry also. I just made them clear that, see, all of these allegations are not true, because I was very sure about my behavior with my female colleagues in the office. So I demanded a proper inquiry. That was also not done. The meeting were not recorded. I also demanded an external person to be present in the inquiry. So every company is supposed to have an external person in the committee. So this external person was also not there. So in spite of demanding these things for so many times, it was not produced. So my question is, if I would have done all these things, and if these allegations against me are true, then it would have been very easy for them to, follow the procedures and point it out very easy, right? So I kept doubting. I started writing emails. On Wednesday, after the inquiry, they wrote me a mail. They sent me an email which said that we are suspending you for a week. So that is from Monday to Friday, we are suspending you. And we are keeping you under observation for 15 days. During this 15 days, if we are receiving any further complaints from the other female employees, then we will immediately terminate you. So my point was, I have not done it. So when I have not done it, why should I take punishments for it? So I said, when I'm not done it, you cannot put me under suspension. So they said that though there were complaints against you, we are not able to prove it because there are no evidences against you. So nothing is clear. So I demanded them, see, if there is no evidences or no proofs, how can you be so sure that I have done this particular thing? And you have suspended me and you kept me under observation. So all these days I've not done anything, and you have received complaints. I'm not sure, even during this 15 days, you might also still receive complaints, because even this is framed. That's what I believe. So when this is framed, when that can also be framed. So I was very sure that unless and until the matter is completely getting settled down, I'm not going to join. So they said, if you're not joining, we are going to terminate you. So I went to office. I just surrendered all the office properties. Then I said, I don't want to join until there is a fair trial in this matter. Then they immediately terminated me, stating that I absconded from office. I did not join the office. I said that I'm surrendering the laptop. I'm leaving. Let there be a fair trial, and then I'll join. But they immediately send me an email that we are terminating you because you absconded from office and your behavior is not good. You're not obedient to your seniors. When I'm not doing something, how people expect me to accept all these allegations? And it was completely not fair. So I wrote them a couple of emails stating that, see, these are the procedures which has to be followed, because company gives a manual which has got policies for the employees as well as for everyone who works in the organization, for the management, or no matter what the designation is. When they say that there is no hierarchy, then it means that the policies are applicable for everybody and anything. When there are grievances, policies has to be followed. That is why the policies are made. So no policies were followed, no procedures were followed. In spite of demanding them to follow all these things, nothing was followed. Then later on, after my termination, I tried to understand what exactly happened. So I asked some of my friends, and I also wrote emails to the individuals who has filed a complaint against me. I came to understand that these people whom I do not talk to in the office are picked up to file a complaint against me. So all these people whom I had the least interaction with in the office, so which means that from the time when they received the complaint and until then, I have not even spoken to all these complainants. So I don't understand from where these people received, where these people felt insecure about my behavior, because I've been having the least contact with these people. I wouldn't say I hate them or I stay away from them. I would say I was being simply indifferent from these people. So it doesn't matter whether they exist or do not exist. I am just there. That's all. So I always make sure that I sit under a camera in my office. I said there are cameras. They said you are playfully touching people. I said there are cameras. In that case, you can. It is very easy for you to prove the allegations. So even that was not done, and they terminated me immediately. So regarding this, I told them that I will be writing a complaint to the district authorities, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and the what do you call it, the local authorities, that is the women and child development, right? So I was letting them know these are the areas where I will be filing a complaint, and they did not care about it. So even in the inquiry, they said if we have received one complaint against you, it is fine that we have to prove it or do something about it. If we are receiving 5 complaints against you, it is not necessary for anybody to prove that. Is there something like that? I don't understand. Then I came out. I spoke to one of the posh expert, and I asked them, is there something like that? That 5 people complaining against me the same things, does it mean that I have done it? Then no such laws exist. So which means they've been randomly thinking and randomly talking about things. No procedures, no respect to principles of natural justice, no policies are followed. Then why do you have a committee, or why do you have a structure as an organization? So organization doesn't include people who within the family, right? So it includes people working from different parts of the country or the world, which means that there are certain policies which has to be followed, so that which is mandatory, and it has not
Yes.
been followed. And I have told them a couple of times, see, this is what is going on. You're not respecting your own policies. There is no safety for the employees working in the company, or no respect to laws or rules or regulation, external laws, nothing, because the company exists in India. So which means they'll have to definitely fall under rules and regulations which has been which has been given to the companies to follow. That is also not followed. And I don't understand where to file complaints against it, because I wrote all of these allegations against the company. I wrote a complaint to the district authorities, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Women and Child Development, to the grievances department. I did not receive any responses from their side as well. Then I thought, okay, maybe people are very less responsive to emails. I directly went to their office. Then I met one of the deputy commissioner. I directly went there. I gave them the hard copy of the complaint. The commissioner looked at the complaint. She looked at the word posh, and she simply said that, she asked me what is posh. She did not
Okay.
know. She was not aware what is posh, POSH, prevention of sexual harassment in office workspace. They are not
Hmm.
aware. They are not aware of their responsibilities. I didn't know what to do then, because um, today getting into a cohort or something like that, it is definitely a common man is something. It is very difficult for the common man to afford, or just be around. There's no enough awareness on all of these things. So I've been reading and researching about all these things. That's when I came across your channel. I thought, okay, let me put it across, and
Okay, okay,
let's
yes.
see what happens. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Mr. Santhosh, they are saying that they do not have any kind of evidence against you. Some,
Yeah.
they're just saying that some females, they just randomly complained against you. When you asked for the
Yeah.
complaint, they did not show you the complaint. When you asked for the
Yeah.
names of the complainant, those who have complained
Yeah.
against you, the females, they were all females, right?
Yeah.
Those who
Yes.
complained against you, as per their, opinion. So they
Yeah.
also did not reveal the names of the females as well.
Name of the complaint.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are not giving you any kind of evidence. They are not showing you anything, but still they're saying that they received a complaint against you, and so they are warning you. They have suspended you for 15 days, and etc. etc. So
Yeah.
did
Terminated
not.
also. Now I don't have a job.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I understood that. So, why you did not think about filing a case against the company or the company officials or authorities?
Yeah, actually, I have thought about. So I just made up, certain things to be done before getting into the court, because I did not want it to go that further. As I liked the company personally. I loved my profile. I loved my job. I didn't want it to let it go for small minds like these people, because later on when I spoke to some of the complainants and some of the non-complainants who directly reached out to me. Uh, yeah, so later on when I spoke to some of the complainants and non-complainants who reached out to me, I spoke to them about the matter. Then I understood that all of these complainants were made to file a complaint against me, which means that it is not at all fair. So I didn't want to let it go. So I wanted to continue having a very good relationship with my office. So getting into a court or proceeding further with the case will actually ruin the rapport that I built with the organization. So that is what I didn't wanted to do. So I am just proceeding step by step. So in spite of so many mails, I have not received any responses. If this is going to continue even after this particular interview, because now I have made sure that I have not revealed the name of the company. So if in case they do not bother or care about my future or anybody's life, or they are still going to continue with what they are doing, then I will definitely proceed further. And it is, since I've not lost, so I'm self-financed actually. So I cannot depend on my family or friends for take this matter to the court, which means job is very important. A salary is very important in order to
Yes.
pay the lawyer or somebody like that. That is one thing. And second thing is, I'm from Tamil Nadu basically, and I'm in Bangalore. So I'm not very sure about how courts function here. I don't know whom to reach out to, who's the right
Okay.
person to reach out
Hmm.
to, because most of the people I've met, they have. Very rarely find people who has knowledge in all such, the posh things, or not
Definitely,
everybody
yeah.
is an expert
Actually,
in
people in
dealing with.
India, that's what we have observed, that the most of the people, especially if I talk about men, they are not at all aware of these laws, which can be actually harmful for them if they are not aware of this of such cases.
Yeah,
Because in the current scenario, we have seen that so many false cases are being filed against men, but sadly, the men, they are not aware of any such laws which can help them come out of the or fight such false cases, or the cases which they should be or the laws that they should be aware of. They do not know any such
yeah,
laws. Yes.
I
And here I
understand.
would
Yeah,
like to ask you one thing, that how was your repo, or you can say your bonding with your reporting manager? Because you say that your reporting manager was the one who was not
yeah,
having a good relation with you, or she was always trying to bully you or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
So what kind of bond you are sharing with your reporting manager? Because she is a female, and you say that she is the one who first said send you an escalating mail regarding the timing first. Then she said that there were complaints against you. So why
Yeah,
do you think there was any such clashes between the you two, because of
yeah,
which
it is.
she tried to take a
Yeah.
revenge?
Yeah, it is definitely an act of retaliation, I would say, because
Okay.
from the during the initial stages when I joined the organization, she always tells people like whoever is there in the office or whoever joins under her team, she makes sure that they do not, they are working under her, which means what I mean to say is um, she cannot accept people being smarter than her. In
Okay.
common words, that much I can say, that she cannot accept people being smarter than her. If you are being smart, or if you are being, so if I have to talk about certain instances, then I would say this company does not see, every company will have a list of our company has 12 teams. Okay, so which means every company will maintain a data which will have the email IDs of all the employees, okay, which is not there. Okay, in this particular organization it is not there. Or every company will have a team email ID, it is not there. So I work for L&D, and we organize somewhere around um, 15 meetings every week, 15 meetings every week with all the teams, which is 1 hour duration, 15 almost 15 meetings every week. So which means we'll have to keep creating calendar invites for somewhere around 400 employees, which means we are also using Outlook, and you'll have to manually enter the email IDs.
Okay.
So in this case, then I said that, okay, come, what we'll do is we'll just create a Google form where every employee can fill up their details, their employee ID, name of the team, or name of the team, I mean the team leader, and which the team they are working for, and their email addresses, which means a sheet will contain all the data of all the employees, right? So she's like, so this, how long it is going to take for an employee to fill up a Google form, which has got hardly 5 questions, right? So it's going to take hardly 10 to 15 seconds or max 30 seconds to just type those names and email IDs. But she said, no, you are being lazy. You have to sit and take up, I mean, you have to sit, collect the data. The
Mm.
data is there, but
Mm.
the data is there in a different form, which means I'll have to open each and every document for every individual. Think about opening documents of 400 plus employees and copying their email address from that, and putting it into a sheet is a very difficult process, which means it might take 2 to 3 days to do this thing. So I told them, okay, let's create a Google form. I shared it with them. And she's like, no, you're being very lazy. You're trying to put your work on somebody else's head. I didn't understand. I just tried to, talk to her. So I tried to talk to them about the matter. Then I tried to explain her, see, this is what it is going to take. You want me to complete this particular task for 3 days, sitting and finishing this thing. It is going to be very tedious. Are you sure that I have to do this? She's like, no, you have to do it. So she's like, she gives me a lot of work. She keeps me occupied most of the times. That is because in my team, not everybody's got that potential. So our CEO has given us a vision to work on with, and they consider that it might take 2 to 3 years to finish that particular task. I was like, no, it's not necessary for us to take 2 to 3 years. If we are wisely doing it, we can complete it within 2 to 3 weeks. Then so because of this particular attributes of mine, my reporting manager started feeling very insecure, and from that is the point of time when she started keeping me occupied all the time. So she does not allow me to think, or she does not allow me to come out with innovative ideas, nothing. So they simply, they give a piece of task, they ask me to complete it. So I was okay with it. I was doing that like almost for a month or so. I was continuing to do that because what's that, I would like to, make some effective contributions, but when we are not understanding, and it's okay for me because anyways I'm going to get my salary for whatever I do. So I was okay with it. But my reporting manager, she keeps telling me that, whenever there is a posh complaint against men, it is always going to end up, almost 99% of all the cases end up against men. So that is one of the reasons why they have come up with this thing. So which means
Okay.
they hold a very strong belief that whenever there is a complaint filed against men, it will obviously go
Yes.
against men.
Yes. This is the
So
main problem. This is the
yeah.
reason that, as I told you, that this is the reason that the false cases are increasing tremendously in the
Yeah.
current period. And the saddest part is that in most of the cases, we will see that the case that has been filed with a woman, it can be any case. It can be a false 498A, or it can be a false molestation case, a rape case, or domestic violence case, or any kind of case. But even though the judge, they know that this is a false case, but they will always give such a verdict that will never affect the woman in any way. It will
Yeah,
always affect the
exactly.
man only. And that is the reason they know that no law has been made that could punish the woman. And that is the reason they are doing this kind of things, because they're free to do anything. Nobody is going to stop them. So this
Yeah.
thing actually needs to be understood by every man. And there should be laws that are gender neutral, because if I know that I can put a case against you, and even if I am proven to be wrong, then there will be no one to punish me. So this thing needs to be stopped.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
there is a
So
fair trial in all the matter, I think slowly people are coming out of it, because I've seen a lot of other cases also against men, which has been because of social media's the cases, the laws are becoming very much gender neutral. That's what I personally believe. But there should be a fair trial for anything, right? A trial should be very fair. So only then it can be proven, because people are saying that I'm going to hold a very strong grudge for you. I am going to retaliate by doing something against you. They are saying it and they are able to execute it. So that is what
yes,
happened in my case as well. They told it to me right on my face in an official meeting. One of the complainant stated that, see, I'm going to file a harassment case against you. I was like, okay, go ahead and file it. When I'm harassing you, then you have to definitely do that. But when I'm not doing, how is it possible for somebody to, just go and file a harassment case against somebody? There should be a fair trial, right? So I don't know how to trust in the process, because you just said that not everybody knows about the laws. Now that after all the research and everything, because I have personally gone through all these things, I just read few articles, and now I'm aware of it. But still, I have not got any justice in this particular matter, because unless and
hmm,
until the matter is being taken to the court of law, I don't think there is going to be any justice in this matter.
definitely, yeah.
So yeah, so this has to be taken to the court of law. But what I am trying to do is just make the process very smooth, and get back into the organization, so that these things, I don't care about such things, but such things should not happen to anybody. Today it is happening with me, and tomorrow, because this organization has got mostly all of them as I mean, all of the employees working in this organization are female employees. So which means there are only 10 percentage hardly male employees working in the organization. If the managers doesn't like their employees, then the same thing can happen with anybody. So it shouldn't be like that. So that is my point. And I don't want it to simply let it, because when I spoke about all these things to trust me in this thing, my father's own younger brother, he's a lawyer. When I told him about the matter, he said, no, just let it go, because they don't want it to fight. Everybody holds a very strong belief that when there is a complaint against men, it will obviously go against men. That is
Yes,
the very strong belief that everybody's got.
because
This is something which,
because people think that nobody's, not people actually, women think that nobody is going to believe a man. They will always
yeah,
believe the woman, that
yeah,
he has harassed me, he has bullied me. But this is notion that people think that a man cannot be bullied by a woman, a man cannot be molested or raped by a woman, or he cannot be harassed by a woman. And this is the main reason that the women, they are getting this they think that they have this power to destroy any man, because they know that they have all the
yeah,
laws which are bent towards them, we can say. The laws are bent towards this one female gender, and that's the reason that they will say that I will file a case against you, and they will file a case against you. It might be false, and even if they are proved to be wrong, there will be no one punishing them. That is the reason
yeah.
that men are so, actually I should say that now, not female, the male gender is oppressed.
Yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't see, as you said, men definitely receive all these. As in, men are also experiencing all of these, harassments from the female. I would say all of these four complainants, which is again complainants who has filed a complaint against me, they've been asking me out. I've been avoiding all these circumstances, and I decide to stay away from them. So in spite, just because I am away from them, can I take it that, see, I men does not make it an issue. That much I can say. It's not that men do not go through harassments. They go through harassments. They do not make it an issue. They just feel that, okay, just let it go. Because I thought like that. I thought, okay, I was just letting it go. After knowing about the complainants, then I understood these are the people who asked me out. then how come they are going and very boldly filing a complaint against me? That was something which I was very, frustrated. And so if I would have taken the first step, then all these things shouldn't have been happened. So which means it is also time for all the male or all the men of this particular society to, whenever there is a harassment or something, it has to be taken seriously, because I don't think it is like that for now. So if I would have taken an action during that particular point of time, or if I would have reported, then I don't know, maybe if the case would have been
Definitely.
entirely
Actually,
different
men, they are
or
not
something.
taking the actually, men, they are not taking the first step because they are not taking it so seriously. But
Yeah.
when the woman takes a step, then it just ruins the career and life of a man. That is
I
the
think the society also do not allow. The society also does not allow men to take things or steps against women seriously.
yes,
Because
yes.
see, the about this particular matter, anybody whom I spoke to, everybody has told me, just quit,
Let it
go
go.
join a new organization, just let it go. I didn't want to let it go. Anybody whom I spoke to about this particular matter, they've always told me that just quit. You don't have to get into problems. You need not fight against them. My own cousin, I told you about, he's a lawyer, my father's brother. He just directly told me that if you are getting caught, they'll throw you in prison, because complaints by women are very strong. I didn't listen to them. That's a different story. But yeah, this is what I've been continuously receiving from everybody. That is one of the reasons why I've not been receiving any support from my family members, because I am sure that what I was or what I am in this particular organization. So whenever I talk about this matter to anybody, the first advice they tell you is quit, leave it, join the new organization. Don't fight,
Okay.
just
So
leave
even
it.
your family members, they did not support you in this, like that you
No,
wanted to
no
fight
one.
this and prove yourself innocent.
Yeah,
So your family members also
yeah,
say that let it go and just join on another organization. Jo ho gaya, so ho gaya.
obviously, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
That is
See,
the
this is
biggest
not just
problem
an easy
actually.
matter. That is also a problem, and it is not an easy thing to let it go, because this is something which is it is an act of character assassination by the employees, right? So you have any grudge on somebody, you have to show it in your work. You have to positively express it, or you should
Mhm.
have hold a positive attitude to fight it back, right?
Yes, had it been a
Instead
woman, the
of
case
that.
would have been something else. Had it been a
Yeah,
woman in your place, then everybody would have supported her and they would have said that go file a case or sue the company or sue that person
exactly.
like that. But the thing is that if you do not raise your voice, then those people will get more power. If you do not
Yeah,
raise your voice today, then there will be a lot of such men who will be bullied and harassed by their female colleagues or female counterparts or maybe the female bosses, and they will never raise a voice. Nobody will ever raise a voice. Then they will keep on doing that,
yeah,
and I do not think that should actually be the case. So I think it's
exactly.
been very brave of you that you have taken this step. As you said that you have lost a job and you are also not joining a different company because you want to get back to the same organization, as you have a very good rapport with the company, and just because of that one person who is trying to ruin your life, you do not want to also damage the
Yeah,
reputation of the company, and also you do not want to damage the relation, damage your relation with the company. So that is,
yeah.
I must say that is very brave of you. And
Actually, I would say that the last point is that I have a good rapport with the company is what something that I believe so, because last email that I wrote to my CEO was stating all of these things, that there are either two things possible. It is very clearly a violation of all the policies. That is point number one. So there are only two possibilities by your sides. One is you are aware of all of these matter and you are still being ignorant, or you are not aware of all of these matters, because of which you are just behaving this way. So if in case you are knowing that all of these things are an act of retaliation, or this entire trial is a conspiracy, then you are still behaving in the same way, then I don't mind proceeding further. Because the company is not worrying or bothered, because it's not a joke. If I'm getting into another organization, definitely I'm going to have a background check and everything. So a posh complaint, that to not one, five allegations against me is not going to not going to look very good in my resume also. So this is actually an act of ruining my entire career, so which cannot be tolerated. So I have
yes, yes.
already informed the CEO that this is what has happened. So I don't know whether you are aware of the matter and you are being ignorant, or I don't know whether you have completely no idea what has happened, or you have completely, you know, everything that has been happening and you are still behaving in this way. So if you're still behaving in this way, but in that case, then I have no other choice other than to, go file a complaint or case or proceed with whatever is required. I will do it, is what I've told them. Even regarding the interview, I've also mentioned it to them that even if the company is becoming that, then I don't think I have other choice other than to leave the organization. So if I'm left out with no other choices, then I would definitely go for that. But before that, what I feel is that let me fight, right? Let me fight
Definitely.
until
You
I get
should.
exhausted.
You should. If
Yeah,
nobody raises a voice, then how will we be getting gender neutral laws? That can never happen.
yeah,
So the men, they needs to unite and raise their voice against such kind of, injustice, I must say.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Uh,
only men. I think when female are facing a lot of problems in the country, then I think most of the men or their friends, or they're coming together to protest for women, then it should obviously happen to
Exactly,
men as well, is
exactly.
what
I
I personally
completely
feel.
agree with this statement that whenever there is any kind of protest regarding a woman's right or against, women's harassment or abuse or rape, then there will always be men supporting such kind of protest. But in how many cases do you find that a man is supporting another man? In a very, very
Yeah,
less, maybe
very few.
rare, we
Yeah,
can say.
very few.
And
Yeah,
also women, the feminists, they will never support such cases jahan pe, the females, they are abusing or harassing their partners or their colleagues or their, juniors. But men will definitely be there to support all the women in their times of distress. So
yeah.
whatever you are
That
doing,
is
that is
how it
actually
works, I
needed.
think.
Yes. So whatever you
Yeah.
are doing, that is actually needed, and that is very, very important in the current scenario. So, Mr. Santhosh, lastly, uh, I would just like you to give a message to all our followers. Do you have any message for our followers that you want to, give them to the people who are watching you today?
So I would say that, see, so before the inquiry process, I spoke to a person. Okay, so she was a member of the committee, and she was totally a different person before the inquiry. So after the inquiry, she was totally a different person. She was being biased and everything. So she gave me a piece of advice, which I would like to share it with everybody, which I believe that it is the right thing to do. Okay. So I told her initially, when I was going through all these things, allegations, I had to settle down because my career was very important. That time, the very important piece of advice that she gave me was, when you have not done anything, you don't have to accept it. You should always make sure that you fight against it, because when you're accepting, then that is what will make you weak, or when that is what is going to make you make other people take advantage over you, or to take or to suppress you. Because this kind of actions from my side was never expected by the management, because I have been always humble to anybody in my organization or any of my reporting manager and anything. So that is one of the reasons why they underestimated me. So it is very important for any individual, when you're experiencing such things, when you're not interested, it is very important to just document it. Just write a complaint, document it. Okay, just write it to your HR. When somebody is coming to you, and when they are asking you that, okay, this let's go out, and you are not liking the action or whatever it is, just register it. Okay, start collecting proofs and evidences. When you believe that, okay, some individual is going to get against you. Now, I wouldn't say every woman is going to do the same thing. It's not that every woman or every man, or it's not like that. There are very few people whom you can very simply understand, who are not mentally matured enough to deal with situations, deal with their emotions. They are definitely going to end up this way. So when you understand that somebody you're dealing with is not enough matured, then it means that you have to start documenting things. So I have already documented everything. That is what is going to keep me very healthy in this particular protest that I'm making against the company. So it is very important for you to document it. So whenever you're going through such kind of acts by the company, document it, write it to the HR, make sure that you let them know that this is what has been happening, which I didn't do, and because of which I've been ended up here. So you always make sure that you document everything. So that is very important. And whenever you have not done anything wrong, then you can definitely fight against it. Nobody's perfect around here. It's not that no human beings are going. It's not that everybody is going to be perfect. Okay, so people make mistakes. So when you are not making any mistakes, it is very obvious that you can just get down and take up the battle, and you will seek solutions during the process. Just proceed,
Yes.
and you will definitely seek solutions.
Definitely, definitely. And we are hopeful that your this piece of advice will be helpful for all those men who are stuck in similar situations and who are not able to come up or come out with the problems. So as I have already said this thing, so I'm saying this again, that it's very brave of you that you have come out and you have shared your problems with the people, with the world, and also that you have raised your voice against it. And we are sure that you will definitely come out of this problem very soon, and you will be able to get back to your work, and
Yeah,
everything will be normal.
yeah, sure. And I'm also looking out for a small piece of advice from all of the viewers. So even though I am very new to the problem, I've been researching and I've been talking to multiple experts in this particular subject. I would like to, listen to more of your advices. So if in case somebody who is watching this particular video, who's aware of all of these laws or complaints, if you feel that you can guide me through the process, kindly help me with the suggestions, with your suggestions, and it will be very helpful for me.
Yes, of course, of course. So thank you so much, Mr. Santhosh, for joining us. And as I said, we are very sure that you will overcome this situation very soon. And we also look forward to, uh, to having such more discussions with you. And
Yeah,
also, the day you will come out of this problem, we'll definitely have another discussion with you, that how you overcame
definitely.
this problem. So thank you
Sure.
so much once again for joining
Looking
us.
forward.
Have a very good
Yeah.
day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.